Okay, so right now we are on the page where you're going to do most of your work. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the left side and I'm going to walk you through the right side, which I pretty much already walked you through the right side. So let's start with the left side. So in the top left right here where it says preparation, because we need to be in a good state mentally and physically. So this left side is about you, how you're feeling, your thoughts, and the mindset. And then the right side is the performance. Okay, what you're doing in the game. We're searching for quality and basically the whole process. And the key here is process. Okay, baseball is the long game, not short game. So we're focusing on the big picture here. So what does this mean? So how did you feel before practice or game? Explain how you feel mentally and physically and be honest. So like, this is what I would do before the game. I'm like, oh man, I'm a little tired today, or I feel amazing. Body feels good. So write down your thoughts, write down how you're feeling before practice or before a game. And you're going to use this every single day. When you're in practice, you use it before practice. And if you're in a game or you're about to go to a game, you use this before a game. So this is not just something you use for game days. You use it on practice as well. And then the next day you'll flip it over and it could be the game. So maybe you not have a game that day. Well, you'll flip it over and you'll use this side and then you'll use the game side as well. So you're using this every single day, practice and games. Okay, so you're gonna write down how you feel and what's going on with your body. So we need to know all that stuff. Okay, and then the second thing is, what did you work on in practice or before the game? Explain the drills you worked on and what you learned in practice or before the game. So this is what you jot down, the drills. So if you're going to go see a hitting coach, if you're going to practice, write down what drills you did. You could do defense and offense. Write down, all right, I did top hand, I did the catch drill. In batting practice, I tried to hit the ball to right center. Write down every single thing. Jot down everything. Because here's the thing. Over a course of a season, you'll stop doing the things that you do that got you successful, and you'll start doing other things throughout the year. So now you could go back and look at what drills was I doing? What frame of mind was I in mentally? How did I feel? You could go back and see all this. And this is super important to being the best player you can be. And you're always knowing what you do. Okay, so write down the drills. If you're on defense, write down the drills you did, how many balls you took, how many balls you hit in the cage, off the tee. Write it all down so you know what you're doing. And if you're hitting with the hitting coach, write down what they're giving you and why they told you to do those drills. So now when your hitting coach is not around, you're able to go back and do this by yourself. So you're jotting down everything in practice and before the game. This is crucial. The next thing we have is, what could you have done better in today's practice or game? And what should you work on in a later practice? See, at the pro level, we always reflect. We give ourselves about 10 minutes to reflect on what we did in practice and what we did in the game. So this is your time. What could you have worked on today? Well, I could have been better. I could have been more focused in this practice. I could have, went a little bit harder. I wasn't as, I wasn't dialed in like I normally am. So write it all down. I didn't come to the yard ready to play. Write down the things that you could have done better. I should have stole that bag. Runner on second base, I should have drove him in. I was looking for a fastball and he threw me all speed pitches. I didn't make the adjustment. Write it all down. And then here at the bottom, what did you do well today in practice or the game? List out 2x more positives than what you have to practice on. Now, I got this from Sean Casey, and basically his whole premise was you want to say 2x more positive things than you have negatives here. So that is, something like, man, I failed at every ground ball, and write out every ground ball. I was playing third base, and every ground ball that was hit to me, I filled it in, threw across the diamond 3 times. I I had 2 walks, and I stole a bag. And you write down all your positives for the day, even if it's stuff that's like routine for you. You write it all down, and you need to give yourself credit for the things that you're doing well. We need to let ourselves know that we are doing good things. And basically your goal is to have more positives than you have negatives in here. Okay, so we're trying to fill this up with at least 2x more positives than what you have to work on, which is this one right here. Okay, so we want 2x more. Okay, so this is super important. So write down everything that you did well in the game, everything you did well in practice, and really give yourself credit for the things that you're doing well. A lot of young players don't give themselves credit. They're like, oh man, I didn't hit good today, but they hit like 5 out of 6 hard balls in a round, BP round, and they're upset about the one that they didn't hit well. So we got to change our mindset and focus on the positives, okay, and give yourself credit. This way you have your confidence at an all-time high all the time, okay? And then on the right side, again, I walked you through that whole process so you can go back and look at it. But what I do want to add here is that you want to put the catcher's name. And why do we want to put the catcher's name? Because the catcher, he ends up doing tendencies and patterns, and when you have his name here, you're jotting down what he likes to do in the game, and then you can always go back and be like, oh, this catcher likes to do this all the time. He always sets up away, or he always sets up inside. Now you got the edge over the team because you know what that catcher is going to do. Okay, so you always want to put the catcher. Yeah, you want to put the catcher. Then you put the opponent, and then you put the date. Okay, and then again, I walked you through this, so you should already know. And then you put your thoughts down here if you want to add some stuff, like I have, hey, I need to work on this, or my approach was good today. Let me look for the ball up, and just allow yourself to reflect. Now, this is also important. So that's basically it right there. And then, on this left side, it says a strong positive self-image is the best preparation for success on the field. And I truly believe that. So that's this side right here, is that you're basically building your self-image, because you cannot outperform your self-image. If your self-image is positive, if your self-image is big, you're going to be successful over here. If you think you're doing bad over here, you're going to do bad over here. So the goal over here is to have a positive self-image. The goal over here is to be the man, to think you're the man. And you do that by jotting down your positives, and you jot down your negatives, and you focus on what you're doing in practice, and you're being honest mentally and physically. And again, you want to be positive in this whole thing. This has to be your positive self-image. So thank you guys. This is video number 2, and that's pretty much it. It's really simple, and jot down everything. My advice is that you should go at least 100 at bats so that you can have a good data size, and then you can make adjustments. Okay, and in the next video I'll explain what I mean.